Hi everybody! For this week's video, I'll be showing you what I ate in a week. I mean, if it's not obvious in the title yet. All of these meals are pretty spontaneous and unplanned. I just made whatever comes to my mind. Also, I've written the ingredients for each meal, but I didn't add any measurements. So if you do decide to recreate these, then all you really have to do is to follow your gut and, trust your instinct. Okay, so on Monday, I haven't got the time to eat my breakfast or prepare my lunch, so I had pasta as my first ever official meal of the day. I had this one around 5 p.m., so it's kind of like an early dinner. The vision is to make Filipino-style spaghetti, though I don't have the sweet sauce. I wanted it to be creamy, but I don't have heavy cream. Then I realized I had some oat milk, so I used it as a substitute. Nevertheless, it still tastes pretty good. I then enjoyed it with some juice and watched an episode, or two, or three, of One Piece. How about you guys? Do you watch One Piece? If so, what episode are you on? For me, I just finished the Water 7 arc. I know that I still have a long way to go, but we're getting there. On Tuesday, I had this avocado and egg toast for breakfast. I was in a rush, so I didn't get to film the process of making it. I also tried to make it look aesthetic, but the eggs, they just keep on falling off. For dinner, well, watch me chaotically make some pork katsu. It was caught on tap. Oh my god, it's embarrassing. Okay, that's all I really need. Get me looking for attention. Come on, everybody. Slow it down, make it bouncy. Fly. You and I is more than like. Yeah. You and I love me like this, and you love me right back. Oh my god. No, keep going, so everything will be okay. Say go. My desire will dissipate. Oh, baby, it's perfect. Wow. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that free K-pop concert. As you have seen, I hurt myself with a dull knife, but everything's all good, everything's okay, you don't have to worry. I also bought a knife sharpener, so I hope this serves as a reminder to you all that you always have to sharpen your knives. Anyway, the katsu was crispy and very delicious. The cabbage was a really good addition as well. It's always good to have veggies on the side. On Wednesday, I cooked some pork tocino. It is usually sweet and really savory, but this one isn't like that. It doesn't hit the same way as what we had back home. This honestly tastes a lot like bacon instead. For my Wednesday girl dinner, I baked some baby back ribs. My roommate marinated this the night before. She was supposed to cook it, but she got held up with some lab work, so I just took the initiative to do it myself. Plus, I came home really hungry. Both of us have been craving for some ribs, so I was really excited about this. Ribs and java rice are the perfect combo, so I also made some with leftover rice. This was probably my favorite meal throughout the week. It's just so filling, so savory, so yummy. I mean, look at this. Look at this beaut. Look at the gloss. And even though it's my first time making it, I gotta say, it turned out pretty good. would definitely make it again. For Thursday breakfast, I just reheated the leftover spaghetti from last Monday. We don't waste food in this household. But honestly, aside from this, I just don't know what I should eat for breakfast that day. So, reheated spaghetti it is. For dinner, my roommate cooked some spicy chicken and coconut milk. She was craving for something warm with a little spice because the weather had started to get cooler. It's actually really nice because we usually share the same cravings. We take turns in cooking, and it's probably why we had no issues in doing it so far. She also made some fried rice along with it. And we are on Friday. And wow, could you believe that this is the first time I prepared lunch for this week? This time I made a strawberry matcha latte with some strawberries that are almost spoiled. I gotta make the most out of it. I don't want to waste it. I'm honestly more into matcha lately since it keeps me wide awake without giving me any palpitations. I tried using fresh milk and almond milk with it, but sure enough, nothing could top oat milk with it. Matcha and oat milk is literally the perfect pair. They're my OTP. Of course, we wanted to be fancy, so I added some whipped cream on top. I also decided to pair it with, yes, you guessed it right, some pasta. I made some sun-dried tomato pasta with rotini. I've been eating a lot of meat, so I wanted something with more veggies. So I added some cherry tomatoes and mushrooms. This is one of my go-to pasta recipes along with aglio olio, and it hasn't failed me even once. Also, I don't know why, but everything just looks extra fancy when I add some parsley on top of anything. Probably it's the contrast between red and green. Anyway, that's it for my lunch on Friday. My roommate went out with her lab mates for dinner and she brought home some drunken noodles. It was my first time tasting it and I really liked it. The noodles also looked really glossy and it had the right amount of spice. The beef was also really tender. I would definitely love to try this one again. On Saturday, I decided to make a smoothie bowl. I used frozen strawberries and bananas for this one. It was my first time making it and honestly, I can say it's my favorite. I followed a recipe on TikTok and I realized that I should have modified it. It seems like it was lacking something. If you guys know a good smoothie bowl recipe, let me know in the comments below. I would really love to try it and, I want the smoothie bowl to have its redemption arc. And because the smoothie bowl didn't fill me enough, I had the leftover ribs for lunch. This time, it's just with a plain rice. It's also the first time in the week that I had a snack. The pizza was so dry already since it's been in the fridge for God knows how long. For dinner, my roommate made the same spicy chicken recipe. Like, this isn't the leftover, you guys. She literally made the same thing but with bigger chunks of chicken, just cause we had to finish up the coconut milk before it went bad. And finally, on Sunday, I made an egg and a whole toast with a hot matcha latte. This toast is also one of my go-to foods. If I have no idea what to eat for breakfast and if I don't have any leftovers, then I immediately make this one. I made sure not to turn up the heat high just so the bread won't get burnt. I also like my yolk runny, but I still covered it anyway to cook it a little. Then I just top it off with some ketchup, Kewpie mayo, and of course, parsley. Kewpie mayo is definitely superior compared to regular mayo. I love how it's not so sour and just has a well-balanced flavor. For our last girl dinner of the week, I just made a tuna rice bowl. My roommate brought some leftover salmon from an event in their department, but she didn't like it because it tastes fishy. And because we don't waste food, I thought that maybe the spice from the bulldog sauce would subdue the fishy taste. This is actually a leftover from when I made ramen last week, and so I gave it a try, and boy, it was the best decision ever. This rice bowl actually reminded me of that popular tuna bowl in TikTok. The only difference is I was using some cabbage instead of seaweed. The addition of bulldog sauce and Kewpie mayo is definitely the cherry on top. As you've noticed, I am such an avid rice eater. Rice is love. Rice is life. Everything I eat it with rice. Well, maybe except for pasta. I also don't eat a lot in between the day, but I make sure to eat well on the evening. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Also, comment down below and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you so much and see you on my next one. Bye bye!